So
And-
big, floppy penis. Let's start this thing.
Oh my god.
Go with the intro.
Hey guys, so
Bop, bop,
it's
bop.
just Lazy Revolver doing our normal lazy pod. How's it going? I
We're
know
like
there's been a
half
lot
asleep in
that's
here.
happening, and yeah.
Has there been a lot?
Can you guys please help support our game development team? We're kind of
Our
hurting.
real life one that exists.
No one's gonna get this. No one is gonna.
A
get
lot
this
of
joke.
mayonnaise. Game Tycoon.
Come see us at G3.
We are hurting. Our last game kind of
Didn't do too well.
didn't do too well. I don't know if I can be in this podcast anymore. Sage, take over.
So
With game development, you know that Mighty Number 8 or whatever?
what do you mean?
You know what I'm talking about. It's like the Mega Man. It's Mega Man by the guy who made Mega Man, but it's not Mega Man.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
What's going on?
I don't know much about it,
Sitch.
but it looks really fun. And I think it's coming to Xbox One because it reached like a stretch goal or something.
Oh, it's a Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was. Not anymore.
Okay.
I don't think. Maybe it's still
Specifically
up.
a Kickstarter. Was it? Is there like?
It may be an Indiegogo, but
Yeah.
it was one of the two.
One of those. media
Kickstarter is the
sites.
brand. If you're on Indiegogo, you're still. I still say Kickstarter. Like Indiegogo
Yeah.
doesn't exist in my head.
I thought
Sure.
they shut that down because he doesn't own the rights to the character anymore.
Well, it's not Mega Man. Is how they
It's-
get away with it.
It's
I'm
not
pretty
exactly
sure.
Mega Man, but
Yeah.
the big thing was that it's
Here's a
very
character.
Mega Man-like, which is, to me, is kind of normal because it's the guy who made Mega Man. I mean, obviously he has like a style, and
Yeah. It's a little bit sad that he did face a small lawsuit about that.
yeah.
About his own character that he made.
I mean, this is America. Everyone sues everybody. That's how it works.
Somebody had to make a Mega Man game. It was waiting and waiting. It's like,
Well, the last couple
many
have
people
not
yelled.
been very good.
what? What are you
No.
talking about?
The last couple that have come out these past couple of years, not that great.
Well, that's because they were all made for like handhelds and stuff.
Does not
Give like a
does
Wii
not
release.
defeat my point that they were still not very
Also,
good.
they weren't that bad. I played them. I
Eh.
played them.
I think there's a certain point in any franchise where it just reaches senioritis, and
Yeah.
it just should be either left alone or should just be ended.
I guess makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I disagree, but
I
it
mean,
makes sense.
to be,
get
I mean,
your
to be
point.
honest, like, it's to the point of I'm not very hyped for Mass Effect 4
or whatever it's gonna be called.
or
Yeah.
whatever it's going to be called
secret project
because it still feels so fresh watching basically Shepard die in every ending that a fourth one feels a little bit odd.
name. True. I mean, but the thing is it's exactly the thing is for those who are Mass Effect fans, I am one of them. I am totally okay with more of what I like coming out. I get what you're saying. I think they're going with a different direction though. I think it's not really Mass Effect 4 in the way of like Shepard reborn again from the weird death he had in Mass Effect 2, but it's like it sounds like it's just the Mass Effect universe going on, which you see that all the time with games. Star Wars does it all the time, and you love the extended universe. So I mean, it could just be a thing of they're just taking the universe and moving on. It's not really a continuation of a story. That story's done.
It's a reboot, right? That's the
Essentially.
word.
They're using the name, but they're going in a different direction.
Why use the name?
Because it
Because
already has.
it's an established world. You can use all the same races.
Yeah, it makes no sense to not use the same name.
You have, like,
You're
the
now
Federation
risking
or whatever.
A new IP.
But from what I heard, from their dev diary, they kept saying that it's new concepts,
Yeah.
entirely new
Yes.
worlds, entirely new races,
Yes.
entirely new universe.
Yes.
Why keep the name?
Because it's the exact same thing of why they call DayZ the movie DayZ. It's an established. It establishes a base. Even though DayZ the movie had nothing to do with DayZ the book, it's an established.
Warzy.
Yeah, World War Z. You kept on
I
saying
keep saying
Daisy, and I was
DayZ.
like,
I always get those
DayZ
two
the
When
mixed
did
up.
movie?
Daisy come out with a movie? They didn't even finish the game yet.
the game is still
It's
broken
still-
as balls.
World War Z.
It's still an alpha.
World War Z. The book had an established community that liked it and loves it, so they used it for the name, even though the movie really had nothing to do with the book, and the author even has gone out and say that. It's the same thing as if they called it something completely different, they run the risk of having a failed new IP come out, and then what do you do with a failed IP? It just goes away. But if they put Mass Effect on it, everyone who's a fan of Mass Effect is most likely going to get it just to check it out, especially if it's all new. That's why.
Yeah. I think that
Wonderful
it just
commentary.
I think that it just comes with too much of a heavy burden to carry on.
I'm totally okay with that for a AAA studio
Yeah.
like BioWare.
I could have carried it on. We had a game development.
Let it go, Nate. Let it go. It's gone. It's gone, Nate.
Ona 3 is coming.
Let it go.
This is kind of backtracking a little, but you were talking about DayZ.
Yes.
Some that piqued my interest. I saw on Game
Titillated
Informer. It titillated me.
Your
It
titties
titillated.
were lated.
They were lactated.
They were lactated.
Why are we talking about boobs? This is a sausage fest.
But Game Informer had an article
Lactating.
on a game called H1Z1, and this is the first I heard of it. I talked to you about it a little, Sage, and it looks really cool because it's DayZ, but without what we were talking about, the stupid-ass bugs and all.
Is it also an alpha?
Probably. I don't...
It's
Oh, no, I don't think it's not
now this
released to the public yet, I don't
game. Did
think.
this game show at E3?
Yes,
Yes.
but not on the
Not
stage.
not on a grand
They
scale.
also had like Twitch live streams of them playing it on the PS4.
Is it exclusive or
It's exclusive.
Yes.
It's exclusive in terms of like what the consoles are doing. It's not on Xbox, but it is on PC, so it's
that doesn't
exclusive.
sound exclusive to me?
It's PC
No
and
such
PS4.
thing.
Yeah, exclusive is barely a thing anymore if you don't count like the
I-
PC release.
I disagree. I think it's totally a thing. I think that's the only thing that keeps consoles separate now anymore. I feel like
No,
even terms and services are almost all
I mean
the same.
exclusives with
But
PC.
there's barely any of those.
Everything comes on one of the consoles and then the PC, or just the PC. Like the PC has everything.
Well, the PC
That's
is a
why
separate thing, and
PC
PC versus console is a whole different subject. But I'm more saying that usually things go from PC or from console to PC. They rarely ever go from PC to console.
Wait, so are you saying that that consoles are better than PC?
No, I never said that once. When did I ever?
Well, you
Oh,
normally put the best
you totally
thing
said it
first.
while the dicks were.
You're
falling out of
really
your mouth.
reading. You're really reading into my
No.
into my thing.
I'm
Do you
saying-
want? Do you want to fight about this? We can fight about this, Nate.
Wait, are we having console versus
Come at-
PC war?
If you're gonna come at me hard. H1Z1 though. So it's
That's
a DayZ.
what she
So
said.
essentially, what you're telling me is it's an open world zombie game,
Mm-hmm.
military sim.
I don't know if it's military, but it's DayZ to a core. It's survival.
It's like DayZ Minecraft.
DayZ Minecraft.
Does it have
Oh,
block physics?
I love DayZ Minecraft.
Yeah,
Minez,
there's
I
there's
think it's what it's called.
crafting and stuff. You can build your own house and shelters
Oh, I
and
thought we were talking
storage
about-
areas.
I thought we were talking
Is
about
there-
Minez. It's
do-
just a mod for Minecraft.
How much
and it's
information
so good.
is there a multiplayer aspect
Yeah.
to the thing?
Yeah.
It's an MMO.
Your house will burn. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna make a house and immediately
It's gonna
just
be
burn
burned.
down.
Wow.
The zombies will do
Wow.
it
Then
too.
you're gonna
Yep.
what? Why is my house gonna burn?
Because the internet. I'm just gonna answer your question with saying the internet.
Okay. I'm just gonna say,
Your point is invalidated.
if I ever see you, you're going to be shot in the back of the head, just like you killed Josh.
Icing on the cake, though. Sorry, icing on the cake,
Segue,
though.
segue,
About
segue.
this, about the game is free to play. Free
Really?
to play game on the PS4, and it's going to be an MMO.
That means it's gonna be awful.
I don't know, dude. Sony's backing it, man. I'm holding out hope.
I don't know. There are
Sony
some
backs
free
a
to
lot of
play.
things.
There are some free to play games that are really good.
Very true, but a lot of them, a lot. I mean, if you look at the full extent of free to play, there are like those 4 or 5 good ones, and then all of them that are barely hanging on.
What if this is one of the 4 to 5 good ones?
I mean, it could be.
That's
Could
why I'm
be.
excited.
I am not-
I want
I-
to see.
let me say,
Schrodinger's cat. I drop it right here.
I do not wish anything bad on it. I was interested in it. Now that it's free to play, I'm a bit less. That's all I'm gonna say. I think
How does that get you less excited?
because I'm gonna
I
play.
don't have to pay for this.
I-
Wow,
obviously-
that sucks.
Obviously, I'm gonna pay for it, but my problem is free to play never has good support. It never does. Even on Sony, it never.
Warframe
it
has
would never
great
have
support.
Yeah, Warframe.
I've had tons
That's
of
not really
glitches
my
in
scene,
Warframe.
but
When did you play Warframe
yeah.
last?
It wasn't very recent.
You played it
Yeah, there's
towards
been
the
like
beginning of the
there's been
PS4,
an
I'm guessing.
entire overhaul.
I didn't play it on PS4. I played on PC.
Oh,
Well, then you
well,
played like very early.
We're
There's
talking
been
about
an entire
PS4 now.
overhaul as soon as it hit PS4. It's
Well, that's
almost a completely
fair
different game.
enough. Fair enough. Like I said, it could be a good game. I'm not saying it could be a bad game. I'm just saying that free to play has a very negative connotation to it. That very many
I
games
can
have
see
not
where you're
done
coming
very well
from, but
being free to
you're
play.
harshing my buzz because I was excited about this game and now I'm tearing.
I'm very
The people can't see it, but I'm legit crying right now.
leave Brittany alone.
Sage, you're
leave
such
her
a
alone.
dick.
Just keep talking.
No, we're gonna sit this moment out.
No,
We're gonna hear every moment of you crying.
Oh.
This is disturbing.
Yes, your tears.
Probably really st-
They feed me.
Audio
They're
podcast.
Cry
so
more.
yummy. They're salty. Like a saltine cracker.
There is one thing in gaming industry recently. I know it's been pretty dark since E3. I know it's kind of been this, but there was something going on with this guy. He did Fez named Phil Fish.
He's not part of the games industry, so
True.
retract your statement and let's move on to
Very
another
true.
subject. Thank you.
But apparently he was saying something about how people who do game let's plays, which we are in that
Fez.
that category of people who play games. People who did games of Fez let's plays. Essentially, he said they were pirating my game and that they owe him money.
He has just been a bundle of ruining every gamer's life whenever they hear his news. Like, I watched that indie movie, Netflix.
Which
It's
is a
on
great,
Netflix.
a well-shot movie.
It is a great movie. But the thing is, they paint him out to be this poor soul. And
Yep.
I, loved the guy from this film. I was like, this guy's awesome. I feel so bad for him.
I completely agree.
You agree. And then you find out he's a dickhead in the real world. And that movie magic made him, this cool guy. And he's... I mean, maybe he's somewhat of a cool guy, but I don't know.
I guess I see your point. I think ever since his big whole blowout with canceling Fez 2, and everything like that, he just seems like he's emotionally not very stable. I mean, and the thing is the worst part about this is I don't feel bad about talking bad about him, only because he doesn't have a problem with this and talks about it to his friends, and it got leaked out that this is his feelings or anything. He puts his feelings on blast and goes on forums, goes on Twitter was the big thing.
Yeah.
And he just shouts it to the world about all of his opinions, and that really are him kind of just whining, you know? It's a digital age, it's an internet age, the world of anonymity.
Anonymity. Anime? Did you say anime?
People do bad things, people are emotional, people are whatever, but and he should realize that, especially being in the industry he's in. It is a stressful industry. You don't just everything isn't peachy keen, roses and violets
Cream.
and everything. It's hard. It's tough. People will criticize you. People will be mad at you. It happens. It's just that we see this one guy who puts himself on blast of how he doesn't like it, and he will get the exact same amount of blasted back at him.
Yeah.
It's the whole point.
I think the thing is just especially where he is whenever he became such a big name, for you to have a child's, whatever you call it when a child gets angry, whatever. You have this
Temper
fit of-
tantrum?
a temper. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Words. He had a temper tantrum like a little 2-year-old, and it's you're an adult and you make video games and you made a cool one, and you had a few people, or I guess a good bit of people, that said it was bad. But just because they said it was bad, you don't have to like shit all over the internet. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, which I loved Fez. I thought unfortunately I haven't finished it yet. I'm still working on that. It is a very long play game, which is good. I think that was what he was going for. But it was a great game. So I mean, the fact that he let one or two people criticize it and that's his career. Apparently, in my opinion, if one or two people can ruin your opinion or your ability to be in the games industry, which he said even in the show, he said, "This is my passion. This is what I love. This is what I do."
And then he just
for one person to be able to ruin that, you apparently didn't like it that much.
yeah.
That's my opinion. I think that's
I don't know, man.
Nate, you're trying your hardest to not talk, and I understand, but you gotta talk. What are your thoughts?
Dude, you got this. He's shaking his head. He's going towards the mic. He's breathing. He dropped the water.
Okay, so this guy wants to be creative, right? He wants to create art,
True.
but he can't take a critique, and then he instantly blows up at anyone who says pretty much, "Hey, it wasn't as good as as I thought it would be."
Yes.
Well, tough luck. That's life. You get
Yep.
criticized for everything. So if he didn't learn that, I'm sorry, but you do not deserve to be in the spotlight then. So go ahead. You can leave. You can do whatever. But honestly, the fact that you're still commenting on things that you no longer want to be a part of, and you're just doing this in order to stay in the spotlight, basically, to me, it's just, you're complete, like, dick. You just need to.
You are complete.
Yeah,
dick.
I mean, I watched a documentary
Not a
where they
dick,
did make
just
you out
dick.
for quite the victim. And seeing what you do, I actually would have agreed with everyone else in the team that decided to leave, because apparently you're a complete utter tyrant.
Damn.
And you can't handle
I'm so
working with
excited.
people or
He's
being
so-
around
he's-
anyone.
he's so mad.
You can. Honestly, it would be better if you just stay on an island with yourself.
Wow.
So screw
can we
you,
move on?
Phil Fish, whatever your name is. Phil Fish?
I think that's
Phil
his name.
Fish?
Yeah, that's his name.
Go swim in some pond. Ooh, that was a fish joke.
I'm sure he hasn't gotten those all his life.
Whew, that was a higher decimal
Okay, now that
than
I've
I
calmed
meant.
down.
We've delved into the trash talking section.
Now that I've calmed down.
Are you good? Do you need a
Nothing
bottle?
against you, but you just need to learn some PR. You need to learn how to be PC. You need to learn how to control your temper, and you need to just have someone else deal with talking to everyone for you. You need to have a filter.
It's funny you say that. That's exactly what a lot of the movements are. In like YouTube was a big thing. The don't read the comments YouTube movement. That's kind of still true today. It's just a thing of you gotta kind of you want to interact and talk with your community. You want to talk to your fans. You want to interact with them, but at the same time, there is this. Almost every YouTuber has gone through it where they get to this point where they read so many comments that they themselves have said they questioned whether or not to keep going with it, to stop. And the one thing I will say, this is a personal message to you, Phil Fish, because I know you're watching. Almost every single one of those people that have gone out there and said they thought about quitting, they were still on to say that they thought about quitting. They still kept going. They still keep moving. And I mean, we're probably, hopefully one day, if this channel ever becomes something that, we can continue with, we can make a living off of, we could do something with that really true and show the internet what we got. If we ever get that, we're going to hit that point. We're going to hit that point where we're going to get a couple of bad comments. We're going to get a couple people sending us hate mail. There's a couple people that downvote our
Not just a
videos
couple.
just for fun. Well, I mean,
The internet's full of them.
it builds though. But the thing is if we really care about what we're doing, we'll keep going. We'll keep doing it because that's That's how you show that you truly care about your medium, not pouting and being mad and honestly
Yeah.
just trying to fight what the system is. It is when you create waves, you push people away, and that's essentially what it is. I agree. I'm gonna sum up my words with I agree. I think he definitely needs to learn PR, and which I guess doesn't matter anymore because he's out of the industry. So,
Yeah. Yet
I mean-
he's still able to troll from Twitter.
which everybody is.
Hey,
Unfortunately, this is
can someone shut down his Twitter account? Anyone who knows how to hack,
Hashtag stop
just
the
shut it
fish.
down.
Hashtag
But
stop the fish.
but
let's make that. Let's
Is
make
his
that
name
right
like
now.
fish
Yeah.
like F or is it like PH?
I don't know.
yeah.
Google it.
But in order to try to debunk what he was basically saying,
Sorry, is it fish or fish?
see what he gets. See what we get. Do you have a dude Siri?
No, it's a chick.
it sounds like it has an accent.
Yeah,
sounds
it
like-
is. It's like
sounds like a
British or
guy.
something.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I think it's Australian. I think somebody took my phone and set it to Australian, and I was like, stop.
When it comes to Phil Fish, I think you actually just hit it right. It's just a troll with a much louder speaker than all the normal ones. That's a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, him saying that he feels that Let's Players, who, to be honest, most of us are very broke, feels
I
that
know
we
that.
are pirating a game. We're showing, basically, we are marketing for games. We're helping out marketing, and I don't understand why we owe you money, because we're not uploading the game software so someone else can take it to their system and actually play the game, which is why a game is separate from a movie. But you know what, Sage, you can take this over.
It's Phil
I'm about to start.
Fish. It's straight
I-
up fish. FISH. Hashtag
Stop the fish.
stop the
Shit.
Fish. I one thing I will say is I do understand where he's coming from of the pirating of all that stuff. I disagree with him. And for the marketing aspect, I do think Let's Plays are a huge marketing boon, for gameplay. But actually, I would take it a step further. I would say that what we do is actually a sign of respect. We are showing, and even if we're making fun of the game, we're not bashing. At least us. We don't bash the game because it's bad. We bash the, if we ever do bash the game, which we haven't yet in a video. We really are just talking about the entertainment value of it. We're laughing. We're sitting there being entertained by something that's supposed to entertain us. Whether or not it's the correct type of entertaining, whether or not he thinks we're getting his message or not, which I, as an artist, as a filmmaker, I've made films that I'm like, you don't get it. You're not getting it. I get that. I get where he's struggling with that. But you also have to understand that people are entertained in different ways. And for us, it could be by making fun of the game. It could be by just playing the game in general. What we're doing is not stealing the game, trying to put it up there so other people don't have to buy it. That's not our point. Our point is we love whatever game we're playing. We like playing it. So let's share the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Let's record it. Let's put it out there. Let's share our experience with other people, and then hopefully, and maybe one day this will be true for us. That experience will come back. People will want to share their experience with us. You know, maybe they'll want to play with us, want to try things with us. It creates a community, and that's what Let's Playing is, in my opinion, is truly about. Creating a community about the game, not trying to sell the game or try to get rid of the game. It's to create a community and a communal respect for that game.
Very inspirational.
Well, that's how I honestly think. I think that's how it is. And
Yeah.
if Phil, you ever do listen to this, I know you're probably gonna turn it off right at the part where we were bashing you. But if you possibly made it to this part, just think about that for a little bit. and I hope everybody thinks about it.
Oh, I just got a tweet from Phil Fish. It says, "Fuck the guys at Lazy Revolver." Oh,
He's listening to this before it's out. Man, that is some advanced technology.
time travel.
Wait, what's this? The hashtag stop the revolver is up. No.
Stop the revolver. That's
What would you
copyright.
call it?
That's copyright. He's stealing from us.
Get him. He's done. He's
He
done.
stole my words. You can't use my words.
I say we take this opportunity to switch to some other indie titles because segues are hard, people. Sorry.
I think that's a decent segue.
What are segues?
Thank you.
Moving on.
That you ride on them, you kind of just lean forward a little or backwards.
Aren't you afraid that when you lean forward, you're just gonna faceplant?
I'm sure it happens all the time.
Like, what if the
I'm
machine
so
just
sure.
stopped working or something, or whatever that keeps you balanced just stop working, and then you just
Gravity finally takes a hold of you and teaches and makes you its bitch. That's what you're saying.
oh
But some other indie titles I was looking at, again in Game Informer, because that's like my main thing, my main dealio. N++. So they're making a new game. I'm pretty sure that's indie.
Is that indie?
Is it? It's an indie title, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was on the Xbox Marketplace. As
If it's not indie, I ruined the segue. But whatever.
it's still interesting. Continue.
N++ is being released. I think it's an exclusive
So
to PS4 this
So is there a
time around.
possibility of them making an N++? Plus?
I think it said this was the last in the trilogy is what I thought I read.
It's a trilogy, so there's an N.
Yeah, there's N,
N plus.
N++.
What if they did N minus minus, which make a plus? It's a spin-off series.
But then wouldn't it just
That would
be the
be
second game?
No.
Two
no.
negatives make a positive.
No.
But that would
right?
make the second
No,
game.
they have to wait till they end the story on N++ before they can make N negative negative, so then they can say that they're just making a new universe and stuff, and people will be perfectly fine with it, right?
It is the N++ universe really that intense? As far as I
don't
can tell,
know.
it was just a bunch of. Haven't
2D
played the game.
figures jumping around. Tokyo City like a big playing ground. What? Reference.
And the main character
Reference.
dies at the end. He has to sacrifice himself for the rest of the universe.
Man, I want to play your game, Nate. I did not know that was a part of the game.
Wait, is it actually? I bought it.
No,
Are you
I was,
lying? Okay.
I was just
don't
trolling
know.
Mass Effect 4 again.
There's not many indie titles that I was seeing, but there was the H1Z1. But then one other one I saw was
Indie Dev Hour.
Nidhogg. Nidhogg is going to be coming to PS4.
I have no clue what that is.
You know what it is.
Yeah, shut up. You know
Shut
what.
up,
You
you
know
know.
what you know.
You've seen it. I've watched it with you before. It's the guys with the rapiers, and you're trying to get to the other side of the map. It's 2 players.
Oh,
rapiers.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I do.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Nidhogg.
I just was told what I knew.
Nidhogg.
And I'm really excited for that too because
Yeah, we saw
it looks
that.
like a fun game
Didn't we see that at South by Southwest?
on PS4.
Did we?
Yeah, I think
Where-
we saw that.
What booth were they?
They were in the dark area with the rest of.
They're in the
other
back
indies.
alley where all
I
the
think
drugs
you
were
might have
being
saw
done.
them. I was playing this great spelling game.
It was
on
Are you
an
next.
iPad.
serious?
It was
Yep,
like right.
It was
Wow.
fantastic.
It was in that area with that puzzle one, the puzzle indie.
Yes, I was right next to you, but I was playing a different game.
Oh,
That's why I was right next to you playing a puzzle ball game. It was interesting.
yeah, it was behind us.
I wish I remembered the name of that game. I would totally plug it right now, but I don't remember the name.
Nidhogg.
Now, what we did see there that was really cool was the treadmill.
So long ago.
Oh, the Omni treadmill.
Yeah, the Omni treadmill. I really wanted to get on that
If
thing.
we're talking about that, you've seen
Yeah.
I think Brandon from Node.
Yes.
What about him?
He has a VR bodysuit for like your arms and fingers. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
it tracks like super well, and they have like a test demo
What?
of Iron Man suit.
You really
What?
don't pay attention
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Node.
No.
Well, it was at
I
E3
don't.
apparently.
I watched a little bit of Node. I don't watch it too religiously, but I didn't know. I've heard of those suits. I didn't know they tracked all the way to the fingers.
Yeah.
yeah, they would pick stuff up like this.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
There was an entire
Like this, you can't see it.
Kickstarter, I believe, that he put up. I would have donated, but I'm broke.
Wait, Brandon put up a Kickstarter?
Yes,
It's his company thing.
Brandon JLA.
Majigger Bobber. Because
I gotta do some research on this. This is interesting.
Yeah.
So how do you guys know if it's funded yet? I mean, I assume he's pretty big, so I would assume
I'm
maybe.
sure it's if they put
I
it on
hope so.
Kickstarter or whatever.
I mean, I really like Brandon. I mean, it's kind of. I still don't understand the split, but
I love how it's not
I like
about
both
the
of
VR
them.
set. I like Brandon, so I'm gonna donate.
Hey.
Has nothing to do with the
he-
technology.
when he listens to this and gives me a job, I'm gonna flip you off.
Man, you're doing
from
so
my
much ass
condo.
kissing.
Dude, but where are we going with that? Is it gonna be gaming is virtual reality? Because in the direction we're going, it's getting so advanced.
I'm excited. I don't think it's going to be our lifetime when it becomes very popular, because I think
We're-
virtual reality has gone up and down in popularity, and I think we're getting that spike because we have the technology to do it. I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to be as big as people think. Like, I think VR, the headset itself, probably will do well. I have a feeling it's probably going to do well. The things I don't think are going to do well are things like the treadmill and the vibration suits, or the motion tracking suits. Just because I feel like gamers nowadays, and I mean, I might be included. I think the treadmill is awesome. I will definitely get that. But I personally think that gamers just want to be lazy. And if they can't play it
I wanna
sitting
be
down,
lazy.
if they can't play it, I mean, the Wii is a good example. If you can't play it, or they were like, stand up and use it and
But
everything
they
like
figured
that.
it out,
But
but
Yeah.
they still sat down.
But everyone figured out how to give the
Sit down.
perfect just wrist flick
I think
and
I
get
smacked the mic.
tens all the time.
Yeah, and
So they
it's-
just started sitting down.
and eventually something that should be active will fall in popularity. Now, for me, I personally like the idea of I find it interesting to be able to know how much a character actually walks. Like, if I were to go to Skyrim, if I didn't use the fast
Yeah.
travel
That
system,
one hurts
like
so
how long would it actually take me to walk from one end of Skyrim to the other?
I'm just thinking. You go for it.
No, you go.
You haven't talked enough.
You go.
Give me some.
Such a gentlemanly
Give me
podcast.
your voice. Give me
No,
your
no,
voice.
you go.
Talk.
You go.
No, you talk.
No, you
No,
go.
No, you
whisper,
talk.
whisper to
Now
me.
let's all talk at the same time. All right, now let's hum. You
Sage,
take the low
you
note,
weren't
you
even
take
in
the high
this.
note.
This is our fight.
Yeah. You can go.
Can I really?
Yes.
Oh boy. Really, all I had to say was my thought. With yours is Skyrim, mine is GTA. Running from the police as fast as you can.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to get away from the police. I'd just be like, fuck this. Although I will. Here's my question: how do you drive cars in a?
It's like the Flintstones.
in a treadmill. You just gotta run really, really fast. The faster you run, the faster the car goes.
Maybe you just step forward with your right, and then you have to shift to
Oh
your left.
yeah,
I don't know. I think that it'll be.
that was the smart answer.
Yeah. I think it will be awesome, but I think that it will be easily trollable in multiplayer games like Battlefield, because the person on the treadmill is gonna tire out, and I'm gonna be, headshot.
Oh, that guy that's walking over there.
Yeah,
He's
that
dead.
guy that's walking.
He's
Because think about it.
probably
How much do you actually run in multiplayer shooters?
How much
like-
do you run at all?
All the time.
Every game has
every
an
game you
enormous
have
amount
to
of running.
just take off sprinting, and it's not for like a short period. It's for like miles.
Yep.
What about
Well,
jumping
Battlefield-
in the game?
Well, say again.
What about jumping?
I think
Oh,
Or cramps.
I think
do you
think
just
they
lift
they
your
put.
legs?
I remember they did have something for jumping, but I think it was a button. I think it was a button on the controller. You can still play the game with a controller, but it's like you give the thumbstick control over your headset and your foot on your feet is essentially what it is. But your triggers and everything you still use, which I saw. My favorite thing was actually the first-person shooter. The guy had a full-on built gun and everything, and I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah, he also looked like he was about to die.
Right. But here's my thing. Think of how much games I'd play. I'd probably play less games because of it, but how many games I'd play, I'd be so swole by the end of like one campaign.
Or dead?
Yeah, well, you better start taking vitamins, and you better start stretching before you start playing video games.
This is why I say I
Cramp.
don't think it's going to sell very well. It's exactly that. But I personally think, and my thing is running, yes, I would die. If I were to just take a nice stroll through Skyrim, I'd be totally cool. Like, if
Yeah.
I could put myself on invincibility, just walk
Yeah.
I could do that for at least a little while.
Yeah.
I don't think I would tire out as much.
Yeah.
But for first-person shooters where you're like running everywhere,
Yeah.
I probably couldn't do that.
I also think the treadmill, it probably is less marketable than like Brandon's Arm VR Arm VR, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
because it definitely takes up less space. That thing's a giant treadmill.
Yeah.
Meow.
I think VR will either completely demolish screens entirely, or it's going to end up being the interactive stuff that you see around that, like places like GameWorks and Chuck E. Cheese's or whatever.
To me, which is disgusting. I do not want it to be there.
But it would be like, that would be a good place for them to start putting it so they can get more money.
Think about the 12th kid that has pink eye putting on the VR headset, and then you literally or sneezing in it. Like kids are disgusting.
They're not
They
gonna
will literally
sneeze in
grab
the
it.
VR headset, though.
They will. They're like, as they're putting it on, they'll just be like, achoo, right into the thing. And then they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to play this anymore. Here you go. And I'm just going to vomit on them. Like, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to I'm going to look at them. I'm going to be like, you prepare for this. And
you
assaulted this kid with your bodily fluid.
and I
you're just
vomit.
You're a
stare
monster.
all over them.
You're just gonna stare dead in their eyes. You wanted this.
You scarred a kid. It's almost as bad as like turning around and farting in his face.
Character building. Actually, farting in his face probably be easier. Because he's already the height. I just have to turn around and let it go.
Terrible.
This is evil.
That's exactly how it's gonna go. It's the kid is going to take the VR headset, look at it, sneeze into it, and then hand it off to their friends.
And then you puke all over his face. That's the only reasonable thing to do is to puke all over this kid.
Maybe Chuck E. Cheese's, yeah, but I feel like GameWorks has a little bit higher,
GameWorks has fun stuff.
like, age group that hangs around
GameWorks
there.
also has half their games always down all the time.
Which is perfect
I
for
cannot
something like
stand
VR because you know there's going to be tons of bugs.
I cannot stand. I go into GameWorks like periodically. I'm like, hey, let's check out the games in here. Oh, remember that one game that was so cool? Oh, it's not here anymore.
It's
yeah,
gone.
they stripped it out.
It's gone.
Didn't they
Well-
used to have like a fighting game that you could like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was
Audience totally got that
It was
visual
awful.
cue.
Yeah, it
was
was
awful,
virtual
yeah.
reality Tekken. I still don't understand how anyone would perform the
Sitting here
hunting hawk
kicking.
that Horang does. But if someone actually could do it, that would be sick.
I actually played that game once. I actually spent money on standing in that little bubble, kicking and trying to get my character to kick. I got my ass kicked
didn't work.
so bad. I was like standing there. I felt like that way that you feel whenever you're like trying to grab a 3D image. Like you're not grabbing it, but you are. Like I was full on kicking at this thing, trying to make it work, and it wouldn't read once. My guy just stood there, was like, "What the fuck are you doing? I don't get it."
Should have just puked on him. It would have been a much more effective move.
Just turn to the attendant. Just puke on him.
I look at him. I look, how have you not fixed this? And then I puke on him. It's a good solution. Listen,
What?
it's a good solution to any problem. You get a bad grade on a test.
Wait,
Just a
what's
question before you go into this.
Okay, go ahead.
Does it just happen, or do you stand there with your finger down
Yeah.
your mouth and going? Give me
How
a second.
how well has this worked for you in the past? Wait, what grade are you getting
pretty
in
well.
English right now?
Pretty well. It's only worked well against fending off predators, but I'm thinking it
Wait,
could
like
work.
aliens versus predators?
Yes, exactly.
Holy shit!
Like I paint myself in mud. I hide in the bushes and then I puke on them.
Wait,
and
wait.
they're gone.
These are some good tips. Let's write it down and
Yep.
put it in a book that we can publish.
Okay, step 1, just for everybody listening.
Here, grab your paper.
Step 1,
Take the pencil.
Steps to getting
Paint-
money.
paint yourself in mud.
That's me. That's me writing.
Step 2, hide in the bushes. Step 3,
Hey, remember when we were like really funny? Remember that one
Stare
time
down.
we were really funny? That's right now.
Step 4,
That's right now.
puke on Phil Fish.
Boom! One bill fish. What's up?
Last week we released our.
Did it
first-
die?
It just died.
Totally just died. Hey, wait, does that mean my audio's still working? So I'm alone? Should I outro this?
Did you unplug it?
No. Yeah. Here's how to get
So
Technical difficulty.
their vocals blacked out or turned off or
I
whatever.
don't know how long back.
You can still hear us through your mic. Just really
Hopefully.
dim.
Guys, I'm scared and alone.
Hold on, we're gonna pass
I'm
one
scared.
mic.
Okay, wait. I won't.
Here.
Wait, let's do that sentence game
Pass the
where
talking
each
stick.
person does one word
No, give me
and
the
we
stick.
form a sentence.
I was.
Hello.
Should we just restart?
So, no, we're powering through this.
What if it's literally cut out like within the first 15 minutes?
So, last week, we released our first short. You guys watched it, right? Right?
Huh?
Right?
Are you talking to me? Am I a human being that has a mic on me? Oh my gosh.
So we released our first short. You guys should definitely check it out. It was 4K short. It was genius. Amazingly written. I guess we got to wrap this up. Cuz we're at 45 minutes. So we're going to have a short podcast this time. Game time with Sage.
Well, this was Nate.
It was.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed
No one
the
else.
lazy pod.
The laziest
We're gonna
podcast
have
where
to
we
figure out.
apparently don't change batteries.
We're gonna have to figure out these batteries because apparently these don't last as long as they should.
Goodbye from Zane. Vomit on them.
Are you throwing up right now?
I'm vomiting all over you, Nate. How dare you? All right, guys. Hopefully we will have
Something that you can use.
hopefully next week we'll have more batteries. Support Too Much Mayonnaise, the game developing company. And please like, favorite, and subscribe
Subscribble.
because we put so much effort into these videos apparently. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Just re-recorded.
Schrodinger's apartment.
Come, Robin. We.
Okay, you need to figure out, am I Robin or is the AI character Robin? Because I'm really confused at who exactly you're referring to. I don't mind being Robin too, but...
Robin, you take too long.
And he was gone. Here is my mustache in 1080p HD. Look at the movement. I can make it dance. Dance for me, baby, dance.
Which I was looking forward to a worldwide release.
Mm.
Other than that, if you're looking for Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3, well, they went back to trolling again and decided that
Those two games
No.
are hanging out with a Half-Life
Yeah.
3, so...